What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Panthers Advice. Man, big W today. I see all of you guys in the comments. This first part's going to be a quick video. We're going to post this after we, get done with the stream. So, man, let's talk about Bryce Young real quick. At first it seemed like Dave Canales was being a little bit kind of timid with Bryce. I think a lot of us have noticed that, right? Where Dave Canales didn't really trust Bryce. And now that could be from him seeing Bryce from the Tampa Bay perspective last year, right? Playing 2 games and then training camp. And it seemed like he kept the training wheels on Bryce. And at some point, you got to, take off the training wheels. And we saw Bryce kind of throw it deep a few times. Now, with that being said, there was a couple times where, he overthrew a receiver. But for the most part, I actually thought he played pretty good. A lot of this is going to come down to timing. We compare Bryce to a lot of other quarterbacks, whether it's CJ and Nico or Tom and his guys or Aaron Rodgers or whoever it may be. Look at the guys that Bryce is using right now. So you got Jalen Coker, an undrafted free agent, and then you got XL. And here's the thing. XL, was playing with Andy Dalton with the 2s, and they didn't really have a great connection. So Bryce Young, given some time, we may see something from him. Now, am I saying he is going to be the future franchise quarterback? I'm not saying that, right? We still gotta let him build up those expectations and let him prove himself. But what I'm saying is, I don't think we have to go and draft a quarterback first overall, second overall if we end up with that top 5 pick, because we have a lot of other problems on this team. With that being said, today was impressive for a lot of reasons. You saw Dave didn't really go heavy with Chuba Hubbard because he knew the Saints were going to stack the box and they were going to force Bryce to pass. And sure enough, what happened, right? First half a little slow, but then what happened? Bryce Young started taking chances. And that's what I like to see, because if you go back, was it the first or the second to last drive where he tries to hit Coker deep? Now, yes, the ball's overthrown, but I like that he saw a mismatch. And you saw Coker, he's trying to go for the flag, right? And he was getting held. So I like that Bryce is seeing things. Same thing with Sanders, right? Where he got the pass interference call. Sanders is one-on-one with the linebacker. Bryce takes that. Now, Bryce never took that last year, and Bryce never took that the first 2 games of this year. Bryce never saw the mismatches. Today, he saw the linebacker on Sanders. He's like, oh, ding, ding, ding. Give me that, man. So I like that Bryce is actually seeing things pre-snap. He's like, okay, he's going to progress through his reads, and his reads might be different from practice, right? In practice against the cover 2, it could look, to go to XL on the out route, depending on the DB plays it, and then work his way back to the tight end, right? Because on the cover 2, you got the flat, you got the guy over top. So he could focus over there. You saw with Sanders, immediately he saw the linebacker was going to pick him up. Bang, I'm going to that. So Bryce Young has definitely showed me some progression. Now, with that being said, his arm, he's got to get better at, right? On that third down throw, he had XL. The throw wasn't the best, but once again, you actually saw him make a read, and XL was open. With that being said, let's jump to some of these comments. Man, we got a lot in here. Let's get to this thing. All right, Luck and Matthew have been chopping it up in dark. Let's go. Chandler said, next stop, Germany. Yes, next stop is Germany against the Giants, against Brian Burns, Daniel Jones, Malik Neighbors. That's going to be an interesting one. I do think there's a chance we win. I'm curious to see what the spread's going to be. The Saints was pretty high, so I don't think the Giants game will be as high, but I do have some confidence. B said, what's up? What's going on, my man? Ott said, I'm glad we won. Rice looked better than normal. Our defense could get stops. Bryce has some amazing throws. Our receivers sold on him. Yeah, I think it goes back and forth, but that all goes back to timing. Aaron Rodgers is just now clicking, and really it's only because of Devontae Adams. So that's one guy to look at. Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks of all time. It's taken him a while to really get a connection with the Jets. So everything is down to timing. But I like our core, and I've said that for the past 7 weeks, right? With Coker and XL, we've got a young core. We still need a third guy. Adam Thielen is a good fit, but Adam Thielen's also 33 years old. Mingo, he's just not it. Mingo, he's just not it. I'm happy that Chuba could carry our offense. Chuba did his thing for sure. Let's go, Panthers. Let's go. Let's go. What up? Still low on Bryce. Hey, I get it. I get it. I get it. Matthew said 2026 is a much better quarterback class. Again, when it comes to drafting a quarterback, I feel like that's not our priority, to be honest with you. I feel like Bryce can do his job if he can get a third receiver too. We've got to get a third receiver, and we've got to keep pieces. We can't keep trading everything away. Eventually, we're going to have to pay somebody on offense. And that could be Chuba Hubbard. We may have to pay Chuba. Chuba is a tank. But then again, you drafted Brooks. So my thing is, I think Bryce can I see your comment, Matthew, but I think Bryce can do what he needs to do, given that Dave continues to take the training wheels off and continues to test him, right? To me, Dave is guaranteed another year no matter what. So my thing is, just put Bryce out there. It's sink or swim at this point, right? Throw all your concepts at Bryce and see what sticks and see if Bryce can be your future quarterback. Now, he may not be your forever quarterback, but enough to get you 3 to 5 years to get you another contract, Dave. That's kind of my thoughts on that one. Brandon says, my fault. Braden says, let's go. Matthew says, trade Chuba. We just talked on that. I like the offense how it is. There's a chance we're going to see Brooks next week, and that's going to be interesting to see. The fact that they haven't traded Chuba shows me he may actually stick around and they may pay him. Now, you got to remember, that running back market isn't as expensive as a lot of other markets. So there's a chance that we could bring Chuba back. And with that being said, if he comes back, Miles or Raheem has to go. And as I watch Raheem, I'm like, why didn't we sign ISM? ISM is he's just such a natural returner. Raheem's quick. He's got acceleration. Great out of the backfield. But as a returner, ISM is levels on this guy, to be honest. Justin said, take it 1 week at a time with Bryce. Oh, 1,000%, Justin. It was nice to see the offense actually, throw some deep passes with Bryce. Like, you guys, for those of you who are watching, maybe you're listening to it, it was like Bryce had like the 4th lowest passing yards per attempt. And so it's like, part of that was on Bryce, right? Checking it down. But part of that was on Dave for not giving Bryce a chance and letting him basically sink or swim. So, all right, we're just going to wrap up this video for this one. But why do we keep using Miles Sanders on third down? Jonathan, that's a great question. You have third down running backs, but it seemed like the plays kept consistently going to Miles Sanders on third down. And to me, that was a little bit of a telltale sign, right? If Miles Sanders comes in on third down, it's going to him. The first one was a swing pass. The second one was a run, right? Fake to Chuba. I think it was a toss to Sanders on that second one. Every single time was going to Sanders, and they were losing yards. With that being said, that's going to wrap up the video for the YouTube video. Come onto the stream if you guys are still watching this. Yeah, more videos to come this next week. Stay tuned for that.